a very long time since I've done this. Very long time. Very long time. What's up, YouTube? I'm on YouTube, right? Yep. Comments. I can have comments. And if I remember correctly, I can do stuff like this now. Look at that, huh? And I can change it to stuff. What happened? Why can't I? Okay. I'm done with the background. I can go away now. Studio light. Oh, I like that. Portrait. Light mode standard. You used to be able to do other stuff, but it won't let me. Huh. Like I can have backgrounds and stuff, not just the color. Anyway, we're live streaming again. This is a new and amazing thing. Okay, how do I get rid of that little backgroundy window? I'm hitting the little thing and it won't let me do it. Go away. I don't want the little background window anymore. Go away, background window. I've selected you. Now go away. Anyway, that was fun. I don't want the background window. You can see my ugly ass room and my brandy new network. It's all. The guy was like straightening up the wires. He's like, "Don't bother." It's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, I'll be tearing it all apart in a week." What do you mean? It's just getting ready to paint the room. I'm gonna pull all that crap off the wall and just sit it on the desk and I'll rewire it. It's like, "Oh, cool! I'll just freaking make it work and go." The only odd other thing he did is I was looking for a router, just not a Wi-Fi router, a Ethernet router, and all he had was it's actually a modem. It's like a modem Wi-Fi router for the old, internet for old style before Euro's fiber. It's like for a regular old, like that one, like that kind. And he's like, it works as a router. You want it? And I'm like, how much is that going to cost me? It's like, nothing. It's just getting them out of my truck. I said, oh, okay. I probably won't keep it, but for now, I can plug stuff into it and hardwire some of my network. So, yeah, there's that. And stuff. Let's see if I'm actually broadcasting. I don't even know which one of these I selected. YouTube. Me. View on YouTube. It says I'm live with 2 whole people watching, and now I'm getting background noise because I didn't turn the audio down. There we go. Wow, that's pretty clear too. A lot clearer than what I used to get. Holy crap. Like I couldn't even do, it's only 720, but still, I couldn't even do 720 before because this network, that network here, everything's backwards. That network is COmcast, and it's actually faster downloading, but it's slower uploading. Present. Share screen. A window. That window. Share. That's what I used to get. See that 21.6 there? 21.6. That was fast. That was a good day. I normally get like 400 to 500 download, which is good. But this 21 is a wicked fast upload for me. I never get 21. I was only getting like 14, 15 on the average, which means doing this, broadcasting, doing the uploads, was slow. Now I have this. Share screen. Where did it go? Share screen. Window. This one. Share that. Now that's what I have uploading. So I've lost about, 70, 80 download, which again, that's 500. If I was getting 500 with Comcast, that was a good time. Like peak time, I was getting like 300, which is still fine. I don't need much more than that for download speed. But that 21 upload speed is just ridiculously slow. Like if I want to start making YouTube videos, which I was doing, I get tired of waiting. I was uploading one of my YouTube videos for woodworking. It took like 2 hours to upload the fucking thing. It was ridiculous. Vince, what's up? Look, I'm streaming. And you can actually see me. And it's not glitching out and doing crazy crap and all that. And the image quality is halfway decent, is it? Is the image quality decent? When I was just watching that live a second ago, it was really good compared to because I used to have to stream at 460, and now I can set it at 720, which is fine for a live stream. I don't need to do 1080p for live streaming. The next thing is to set up the whole network, and I think I'm going to run a whole new wire. I have hardwired out to the garage right now with this network. This is my new network over here. I have a new hole in the wall and a new network and new everything. This is the old Comcast. This is the new Frontier FiberNet. I think I'm going to pop another hole, or I may just run a cable over and go out this hole. But I'm going to run a new cable. The cable that goes out to the garage, I put in the ground with the pipe when I did the pipe 20 years ago. And it's crappy old, it's like, Cat 1, whatever. It's crappy old freaking phone cable, basically. And when I ran the wire, I just plugged into it and hooked it up, and I have a Wi-Fi router out there of its own, but it's hardwired to this router here. So the garage has its own Wi-Fi, but by the time it got out there, it was really slow. And I was only getting like 100 download and like 5 or 10 upload, if that. So that's why whenever I would stream out in the garage, it would get glitchy and wouldn't run stably. Where now, if I run a nice new cable out there, I can put one of these Euro thingies out there that's hardwired. The little Euro blocks. And you can barely see it. I actually I tested the Euro mesh network. There's one right there. That's actually hooked up to my old network. And I was testing the Euro Wi-Fi if I wanted to use that when I went to the internet, or to the Frontier internet. And it works beautifully. It's easy to set up. It works beautifully. It's really reliable. It's better than regular old, whatever these things are, Wi-Fi. It's like a Nighthawk, I think, a Netgear Nighthawk or one of them routers. It's actually fairly new. My brother bought that for me for Christmas like 2 years ago. But it wasn't like the top of the line. It was like the middle of the line, basic. Anyway, there's a wire running out of it, so there's a completely separate Wi-Fi network out in the garage. That's the thing is with the Euro, I can hardwire one. I can hardwire it, come out of that, or this. I'll probably just come out of that and go right out to the garage with a nice brandy new wire and have much faster out in the garage so I can stream out in the garage. And I have a old computer I'm going to bring out there that I don't know how I'm going to do that. I've got 3 computers now for the garage. I just bought a new, really old iMac because I've been using an old iBook Snow, one of the old white iMac laptops, really old, and it's getting glitchy. I've noticed it with the CNC. It seems to still run the CNC, but like the screen's flaking out and stuff. So for $50, I got 2 of them for $100, and a friend of mine wanted the other one. I was going to keep them both, but they were like, "I'll give you $50 and pay half of it, and you can have one and I have one." And they're really old iMacs, but they're 27-inch, and they're actually pretty fast. They're like 3.1 or 3.2 i5s, so they're still pretty recent. I mean, they're reasonable stuff. Anyway, I'm going to put that out there with the big screen for the CNC, I think, because it is rather old. You can't even update the software anymore for the Mac. It's so old. It's like I want to say it's a 2018 or 2019 iMac. I don't know. It's big. It's beautiful. It's actually really nice. For $50, I can't put. It's $100 because I put a $50 SSD in it. Makes it run really good. I mean, it's freaking super fast considering what it is. It's not as fast as this, but it's darn close. It's not annoying, put it that way. It starts right up and loads. Like, I start it up and walk over to go make coffee, and before I can start making coffee, it's already booted up and loaded, which is fast for an old iMac. Anyway, I'm going to put that out there and run the CNC off of that. I don't think I'll stream off of it because I think it's just too old. It does have the built-in camera and everything, though. I don't know. We'll see. I'd rather not stream off of it. I also have another old Mac Mini that I have laying around. That was my mother's old one. I actually got 3 of them laying around. They're like really ancient. That way I can have a computer just for streaming out there and then one just for the CNC. The CNC needs its own. I don't want to run the CNC one and stream with it out there. That would just cause trouble. Anyway, so what are you guys doing? Anybody want to jump in here? Is there anybody even here besides Vince? Probably not. I mean, nobody's getting notifications anymore. Review on YouTube. Share. Let's see if we can get anyone to come in. I need my glasses. I can't see what the hell I'm doing. Oh, look at that. Now I can see. Copy. You got a notification for real? That's funny. So much easier if I just use Safari for me, which won't do StreamYards, but that's okay. Actually, let's go to Twitter. Haven't done this in a while. Post. And there's that. Cool. You want to jump in and join? Let's see. Invite. I don't remember how to do all this stuff. It's literally been almost a year since I've actually streamed on my own. I've joined other people's, but I think it's been just a year. Since I have streamed. Stream. Okay, I'll shut up. I can't sing anymore. I used to actually be able to sing when I was young. Anyway, oh look, Starlinky freaking rocket got caught. Yep, we've seen that 1,000 freaking times. At least 1,000 times. Yes, the new blocking crap that freaking X is going to incorporate. So you can't actually block anyone anymore on freaking Twitter because X is going to make it so they can't interact with you, but they can still see you. Yeah, okay, that's a good idea. Freaking moron. How do I fix stuff working on IT? Oh, look. Beware. All right. So, anyway, what wonderful thing can I do? I got to put the printer back together. I had to move it all to get it all in there so we can run wires and stuff. Not that I took it apart, I just cut it. Now I have enough. And now it's another. And I got to put my drill back out in the garage. And I'm going to buy a new drill. Got to grab a battery and plug in the phone in real quick. We'll do that. You're on your phone. You're not home. You're on your phone. Oh, what to do with the rest of the day? The guy was good. Came in, did a nice job, cleaned up well. Actually, I did a lot of the cleanup, but that's because I wanted a minute out of here. And it's all hooked up. Router modem. I think I'm gonna get rid of that big ass freaking router because I don't need that big monstrosity. I don't know anything about any of that crap anymore. Out back with the dogs. Woof. Woof woof. Puppies. Bark bark. Woof woof. Management moderators. Yeah, okay. There's a whole one person watching. That would be Vince. That's funny. Don't need that anymore. What else is going on in life? What are you up to, Vince? I got a bunch of wood delivered today, which wasn't a good idea. Luckily, they sort of know the UPS guy. He came UPS, like a lot of wood. And he knows I injured my shoulder. Because normally I have a box at the end of the driveway so they don't have to come up the driveway. They can just drop it in the box. So he, knowing my shoulder was injured, he came up and was like, "Are you still freaking hurting? Or can you carry this crap? Should I have left it at the end of the driveway?" I'm like, "No, bring it up. Just keep bringing it up. Unless it's snowing at this point, just bring it up the driveway. Especially anything heavy." I got another month or so, they say, before I can actually start carrying weight on the arm. It's pretty much fine otherwise. It's achy, but oh man, we have events. What's up, dude? Oh, good.
Hold on a second, I got a dog barking.
Yeah, dogs bark. That's what they do. Dogs always bark. Bark, bark, bark.
Yeah, one likes to bark at everybody walking around. The other one wants to play fetch. How loud he is. There, he got his attention.
Cool.
And Nibble walked over to the fence. Oh, trying to sort life out. I've been off work for about 5 months due to knee issues, and I'm out of time. So unless my knee allows me to get back to work, I'm going to have to resign.
You were out like a year ago because of your knee.
No, well, a couple years ago, but that was only for couple weeks, but then I was off for my shoulder because I had the rotator cuff tear surgery. So
Yeah,
I was off
same thing I'm
a
doing
bit for
now.
that. Yeah. So unfortunately, like walking around and stuff, I do pretty good with some pain, but um, before I like back in May, I couldn't even like get down on my hands and knees to crawl, which is most of what firefighting is. And with the cortisone shots, the gel injections, and physical therapy, I can do that. But the biggest problem I have is steps, going up and down stairs and going up and down ladders, which is another part of what we do.
Yeah, if your knee don't work, you're not really doing much firefighting.
Which I'm pretty much out of all vacation, all sick time, all the time off that I've had available. So I mean, like I said, I've been off 5 months. I don't see myself, at least not at this time, being able to get back. The worst part is I'm down to 2.5 months before retirement. So it's not a great time to have issues, but there's nothing I can do about it
Well,
except for keep work. I keep working to try to strengthen it and stuff. But I went up. I went to an apartment complex right down the street from me and just walked up the all the way up to the third floor and walked all the way back down. By the time I got down to the bottom, my knee was just throbbing. It was just hurting.
well, can't you do medical retirement? You should be
Well,
able to do medical retirement.
the problem is, I talked to two different orthos, and as far as they were concerned, I don't have a disability. So
How the hell can you not have a disability?
because I can walk, I can do things. What's the problem is the disability I have is doing the actual firefighting job task, which is why I've been off work was because I got removed because I was deemed unfit because of knee issues. But I talked to two different orthos and they're like, yeah, we can get you shots, we can fix you up, but they won't do knee replacements because they said I'm too young.
Yeah, I had that problem too, and I still don't have my knee replacement. They wouldn't do it before I hit 50, and then once I hit 50, I didn't have any freaking insurance. And now that I'm 60, they're saying I'm too old to bother, and I can walk, so leave it alone.
I, it, I
I
mean,
don't.
they told me I was basically at the point of getting bone on my right knee, and
Yeah,
I had real bad arthritis. But the cortisone shot helped with the pain in the knees. That knocked it down considerably.
yeah,
The gel injections did help to give a little bit of this some relief with that gel acting as kind of like a lubricant around to help with the knee. But the knee is so messed up right now that like sometimes if I squat a little bit or if I'm doing certain things, I can actually feel it grinding where it's just kind of wobbling from side to side.
yep. I have the same problem.
Yeah, so I either I'm either gonna go real quick to the department's occupational doctor, have him basically say no, you're not capable of going back, and then maybe see if he'll fill out a form saying that yeah, I'm not able to do my job. But the problem is then I can't do anything for roughly about 4 to 6 months while it tries to go through the state pension to get approved, and I got to see their doctors. Now I've already done things like I've seen two ortho doctors. I've had the physical therapy, the knee injection. So I've done things to try to fix the problem, but I'm still having problems. And then the biggest problem, if I was
So
to make it, if I was to make it through the 2.5 years, my pension is like 60% of my top 5 years, which is around 96,000. So that would be a decent pension. Now, the medical retirement, they'll try to because it's not a permanent type of disability. They would try to only offer me 25%. Then I got to get a lawyer and I got to fight to try to get as much as possible. So then
yeah,
I'm gonna be fighting to try to get anywhere up in the 40s to 50 range.
my father got medical disability and then got medical retirement because he had Crohn's disease before they knew what it was. He was out for a year and a half, and they finally forced retired him and gave him medical retirement. But he did only get like 65% of his full retirement.
Yeah, so the problem I would run into is basically fighting them to get as much as I can, because it's not like a permanent disability that prevents me from doing anything. It's more of a partial disability because I can do things. I just can't right now. I'm just having problems with going up and down. Like I got a little A-frame ladder that's probably only 4 rungs, so just trying to step up that and step back down, I do have discomfort. But the problem I'm running into is after doing that once or twice, then my knee gets all tensed up and starts the ache and throb. And even ibuprofen helps minimally. It's not really helping. I'm not pain free, and having arthritis, I don't expect that I'm going to be pain free. But even Voltaren on the knee doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
So there's something else that's going on besides the bone on bone. I don't know if there's a problem with maybe
You always get some of these things.
ligaments and stuff.
They're legal now. They actually help. They do help. I mean, I'll take this sometimes over taking an aspirin. I mean, I've had these. My nephew works at one of these places now. He gave me like 4 jugs, and I still got all 4 of them.
Well,
this one's about half gone. That's how little I use.
Yeah. So my biggest thing is, even if I try to do early out medical, I got to do some fighting to try to get as much of the retirement as I can. Now, as the one rep told me, that even if I just try to finish out, like not doing anything in the fire service, and I'm not in the state pension, I'm vested. I already got 15 years plus in, so I'm vested. Because of how close I am, I would probably end up getting somewhere around like the 40-ish mark.
Yeah.
So I'm not really I'm losing some, but I'm not losing everything. And I would just have to wait until those 2.5 years is up, when my 25 years would have been up. Then I would start collecting, but it would be less, but I'm still collecting. That at least allows me, if I want, I can pretty much like work whatever else that I can tolerate.
Yeah.
But right now I've put a pre-app in. I'm still on the books and everything, but I put a pre-app into to one of the local county jails as a medic, and they have a public employees retirement, and I can roll my retirement into that. So if I could get on there, and that's a less stressful job as far as not having to carry things up and down ladders and walking up and down steps with the extra 20 plus 40 pounds of weight.
Yeah.
Then I could transfer over and just kind of finish out on that. Although it may take just a little bit longer than 2.5 years, because they don't work the same hours.
Right. But even still, if you're working, would you even bother retiring? I mean, I wouldn't really retire. Personally, I'd rather work.
Well, it's driving me crazy not working, and I've been wanting to at least try to get something. I got to get an income back in so I can pay for bills. Like I'm pretty much, I can move things around. I can be good for up through November. I've got 2 AFLAC claims I need to turn in. One for being off with my shoulder, that short-term disability from an injury. That's 4 months. So 3-4 months. Yeah, about 3-4 months at about $2,400 a month that I would get on the short-term disability. I haven't filed that. I still need to turn it in. And then since I've been off with my knee, the first month wouldn't count. But again, short-term disability, $2,400 a month for 4 months. I mean, technically, I could be good without working until next year, and my bills would be paid and everything. And then get tax return stuff. But I mean, I need to work. It's just I've always been working.
Well, that's just it. I mean, if you get the jail job, would you bother retiring? Because you can stay longer and get a better retirement, right?
I don't know about the public employee retirement, I know that in the fire service they have what's called a drop, and you can do up to 5 years additional, which would get you like a tremendous amount of a return. The problem is, like right now, I'm just trying to get my niece to a point where I could get back to work, but I'm out of time. I got no time off. I'm supposed to go and fill out the FMLA paperwork for an extension, but my problem is, how long is it going to take before I'm at a point where I can go up and down steps without having all that discomfort, especially when you're done and your knee gets all tightened up and you have to wobble because it hurts. Um, is this something that maybe could get better within a month, and maybe I can get an extension from the chief and the department for another month, even though I wouldn't get paid? Or do I just take the understanding that my knee is just not going to be ready? It may never be ready for the fire service anymore. I mean, I've been doing this overall. I mean, technically, the full time I was doing before the district formed was almost 2.5 years, but that was paid into a private retirement. If we had the state retirement, then I'd be only like, okay, I just need to come back for a few months. If you can just deal with me on light duty, something that just keeps me active for a few months, I'd be able to sail through then. But those 2.5 years, or close to 2.5 years, those didn't count. So I mean, I've been doing this for quite a long time, and it's just, I've worked so much overtime over the last 12 years, on average about 800 to 1,000 hours of overtime. Man, it would be nice if the extra time actually counted towards your time, because I could have probably knocked off almost 2 years just in the amount of overtime that I've done. But it doesn't. And again, like I said, I'm not really losing retirement. Um, but I'm just not going to get as much if I don't get back into a retirement. And like I said, if I do the one with the public employee one, at least I can roll over. I could do the retirement, and then worst case, I'm retired and I just go do something else. I either continue working, but doing something else, unless let's just say, well, you can't continue to work here while you're drawing. Okay, well then go work somewhere else. Go do something else. Maybe not, something that pays into the public employee retirement, but just something else. Because if I'm getting a retirement, the only thing I'm doing is just working just to have something to do and get a little extra pocket money.
Yeah, gives you
I mean, my house will be paid off in like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. I think it's paid off. So it's not like I have to deal with a whole lot. So my house is almost paid off. So I don't know. I gotta get back to work, at least doing something, no matter what. I just got to be doing something. And as long as it doesn't involve a whole bunch of stairs, like walking in the backyard, I do okay, except for it's uneven terrain, so it aggravates the knee a little bit. But that's been getting better. So I still can't, like, if I try to do a light jog or a light trot, that hurts because of the pounding on the knee. Are you done?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's you
I
done
have
quite remote.
511 megabits per second upload right now. Yeah, it's so awesome. Going from 20s, low 20s, to freaking 500 upload speed. That's just amazing.
Oh yeah.
Nothing's glitching. I can see you fine. Normally, when I used to stream like this, like, you'd start getting all freaking max headroomy, and mine would get all freaking pixely, and it's all operating rather clearly now.
Yeah, I was messing around with the desktop. I mean, we've got high speed. It's either 750 or gigabit. I don't remember what we're paying for, but we got high speed internet here as well, and it's nice. And I got multiple windows open most of the time, watching various things between Twitch and YouTube. So if a bunch of people are on at the same time, I'll have windows open and bouncing back and forth. But I did some upgrades to my desktop, and going to the little online auctions where I get all of my 3D stuff, I managed to pick up a total of 64 gig of RAM. So I had like two stacks of 32 or 16s to make 32, but I had a total of 4 sticks. And I was able to throw them all in there, and the computer took it. So I'm running 64 gig, and it's like it doesn't even really hesitate when it comes to opening up a bunch of tabs and windows and whatnot. I don't see any degradation, and it's really nice now because if I get on like Fusion or I'm playing around with Tinkercad and just working on some stuff, even like slicing models and stuff definitely going a lot quicker. Having that extra memory in there.
Yeah, I can't really complain about my computer. So the only problem I had was my internet, and honestly, my Comcast internet wasn't that terrible. I mean, my download speeds were amazing. They generate, the lowest I got even at peak was 400s, and I was only paying for 200, and I was getting 400. And great times, I was getting like 800. I was getting like 600 this morning when the guy was testing the new fiber, and I was comparing it too. But normally I get like 400, 450, which is fine. I mean, that's plenty. But my upload speed, I could never figure out why I was always glitchy when I would stream like this back in the day. Now I know it's because my upload speed was teens.
I remember my this is weird, but like years ago, I remember when everybody was starting to get the 5G towers in, and at one point my phone up and down was faster than my home internet.
My phone was faster upload than my home internet was up until today. My phone could upload faster than my internet could. Couldn't download, but it would upload. Timmy's here. What's up, Tim?
Like I'm on my phone, so I can't really see chat.
Yeah, it's just Tim and Sergio and you.
Actually, it's been a while. Even though I've been on for 5 months, I've not popped in. I'll watch a bunch of streams and stuff, but it just drives me nuts sitting at home, just not working.
Yeah, I kind of faded out of all this for a while.
Yeah. I got to get to the realization because the chief's going to be calling me here shortly for a follow up. So it's either one of those where I try to say I just need a little bit more time, or just basically say, yeah, my knee's just not going to allow it, at least not at this time, and I'm just going to have to step down and let them be able to fill the spot with someone else that's going to be able to do the job. We've hired so many new young people. What they lose in experience, they're gaining in youth that they can.
Basic stand.
They can mold them and everything else. The guys at work miss me, and they at one point they said, "Well, we could probably donate you some sick time to get you through if you need a little bit." And I'm like, I don't want to waste people's sick time, because if the end result's going to be you guys donate, say, like 5 days worth of sick time, and then in the end it's still I'm not coming back, then you guys just wasted sick time. I don't want to do that to anybody. I mean, if there was a glimmer of hope, like I said yesterday, I went up and down a whole apartment, 3 floors of steps, and yeah, it was discomfort going up, coming down, more discomfort. But by the time I got done, then the knee just went crazy, and I figured that was going to happen. I was hoping it was going to get better because I went to Earth or 3D Printopia at the end of September. And then after that, we went up to New York. And a day in New York, between the walking around, going up and down steps to the subway and everything, by the end of the night, I'd be going like a block and a half. I'd have to sit down because my knee was just killing me. And that's even with taking 800 ibuprofen in the morning before starting, and one later, in the early evening hours to continue on. So even with all that ibuprofen, it didn't really help. And I can't be like living on ibuprofen because that'll tear my stomach up. Because it's known to tear up your stomach.
Put on Tylenol and ibuprofen.
Yeah, so it's just, like I said, even like Voltaren, that arthritic cream and stuff, that's not doing anything. So, like I said, like if I just for a short distance, and Short distance meaning like if I'm walking for maybe like 5-10 minutes, it's minor discomfort. It just like I know it's there, but it's not that bad. But the longer I walk, or if I'm going up and down any kind of like steps and stuff, it just all of a sudden it just gets worse. And there's times where I can just like do something and I can feel it. And sometimes you can hear the popping in my knee as well, which the therapist thought was crazy because one of the exercises was to kind of just stand on the one leg, squat just a little bit, and then move the other leg back and forth. And the whole time you can hear that knee just going crunch, 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 just
Been
popping.
there, done that. Mine does that now.
Crazy thing is, it does not hurt when it does that.
Nope.
You can hear it. I can feel it. I can hear it, but it doesn't hurt when it does it. But it's not until afterwards when I start walking around that all of a sudden I'm like limping because now I think what it's doing it's basically wearing down the tendon or something. It's got to be aggravating something.
Right in the bones. Mine does that too. That's just basic arthritis.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I could try to go through with the medical, but I'm gonna end up having to get all my ducks in a line and fight, or I can try just working, get to the 2.5 years at least, or if I can get on at the jail, get back into the public retirement, and then just move my stuff over and finish out. At least to get to that point. Um, but I finally, and I should have done this probably a month ago, but I just finally put the pre-app in the mail yesterday. And I probably should have done that a month ago just to get the ball rolling sooner. Because now I got to wait for them to get it and then get a hold of me and then go in for an interview and then go through their little process. But like I said, financially, I'm probably sustained up through November. And if I file my 2 AFLAC claims, I'd definitely be good into next year.
Well, you should probably do that.
Well, the AFLAC I need to. That's money sitting on the table I've been paying into. I might as well get that money. I just got to pay for it myself because it was coming out of my paychecks. And since after this one, I don't have any more checks coming in, I'm just going to have to pay the fees out of pocket, which isn't much for what it is. But
no, you usually get a good return on it.
Well, like I said, you're looking at anywhere around 7 months. 7 months at $2,400 a month. Not to mention like the physical therapies, like $35 a visit, up to 10 visits. There's so much you get for an MRI, so much you get for an X-ray, and so much you get for seeing the doctors. So I mean, like I said, there's some money there on the table that needs to be claimed.
Yep.
Otherwise, they end up happy because they got all that money for me and they didn't have to pay anything out for the most part. Well, I mean, they did pay out in the past when I had the MI. I got like a 5,000 one time for that one, plus all the other things for like being in the ICU, which back then I was more concerned with getting back to work. I was in ICU for 2 days, and they're like, "Well, we're gonna have to keep you for a third day, and then move you to a step down for a couple of days and get you home." I'm like, "Well, I can just go home. I got steps. If you want me walking up and down steps." And I was so worried about like I got to get home. I got to get back to work and everything. And it wasn't until afterwards I looked at the AFLAC and I forgot about it. And it's like, oh, I get $700 a night in ICU and $350 in a regular room. So 3 nights in ICU plus a couple of nights in a regular room would equate to a month's pay from both my full-time and my part-time job. But I was more worried about getting home so I can get back to work sooner, because if I'm not working, I had 2 households that were depending on me, and I didn't even think about having the AFLAC. Well, I tell you what, my one dog, the oldest one, he loves playing fetch, and he will darn near go to the point of exhaustion if you let him. Sometimes I have to hold the ball and just tell him, go get a drink of water. just because he just sits there and pants. He just wants to play. But the other one, which is hilarious, there's times when, as soon as I raise up this little ball flinger, it's like he gets to attention, and then he's trying to prevent the other dog from going off the deck to get the ball, or he'll actually chase him. He's grabbing him by the ear, grabbing him by the lip, by the leg, anything he can to prevent him from getting the ball. And I'm surprised he actually tolerates it. He just shrugs them off, and he's a happy-go-lucky dog.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but I got like stuff that I've been working on. Like I made these little like magnetic nameplates you could put on like lockers or whatever. And I had done it kind of like for a gear rack or for gear lockers or uniform lockers and stuff. And it's basically a diamond plating pattern that I made. And then the person's name is kind of stamped into it. Nice little 3D print, looks nice. I get some shiny silver silk type elements to give it a little bit of a shine. And I was selling a few of those to the guys and stuff. So I've got this design and stuff, and I've not done anything with it. Well, I need to like advertise and just get it posted out there that I'm. But like I know some people, okay, fine. Sometimes he wants to play fetch, and other times he just wants to keep the ball. But I need to get it out there, and I've heard like Etsy charges quite a bit on fees and stuff. But I need to find a way to just post it for people that would, because it's not just for lockers and stuff. I mean, it's magnetic, so you can slap it on your toolbox or whatever. And being it's diamond plate, I mean, who doesn't like diamond plate? But yeah, it's funny because I designed the pattern a long time ago, back when the original fidget spinners were popular. Because I was making some of those that were like shaped as Star of Life, Maltese Cross, and I would put the diamond plating on the Maltese Cross ones. And then finally, since I had that file in my Tinkercad, I just basically blued it up and turned it into little nameplates, which is nice because you get that tactile feel of a diamond plate. Hey. You always have to keep barking at everybody. I don't know who you're barking at. Neighbor, probably.
Probably. Well, what am I going to do today now that I got fast internet?
Well, you feel like I did the other day. I was going through things and stuff, and like, click save, click save, click save. Oh, leave likes, a bunch of likes, and downloading a bunch of files. Like, I'll put that in the queue to things I would like to 3D print. Although I haven't printed too many. Although Chelsea from Chaos Cortex, that Beetlejuice duck that she did, I've done some prints of that one, and for the most part, the colors work on some of it. And then I got to kind of make some adjustments in my Prusa slicer to get the rest of it painted and separated. But they print out pretty nice.
I need a new printer.
Yeah.
The llama car is getting kind of old and rickety.
I need to, let's put it this way, I need to get rid of a bunch of printers.
That's what I did. I only got the one. I got my llama core, and that's it. That's the only printer I got left.
I've got my MK4, my MK3S. Then I've got as far as here at the house, then I've got a Creality Ender 3S1 and a Solvol SV07. And I need to get rid of the Creality and the Solvol. I really don't need them. I just print with my MK4. But then, like in my storage, I've got a Creality K1. I've got several Ender 3V2s. I got a Anycubic Cobra Max or Cobra 2 Max. Huge. I mean, man, it's huge. And I got nowhere to put it, and it's practically new in box. And I got lucky. I got it for like about 124 off of the auction site. And it's practically still new in the box. And I either need to sell it or find a spot for it. But yeah, I got so many printers. I just got to get rid of them because I got them cheap with the idea that I could flip them cheap. Someone saves money, I make money, we're both happy. And I've yet to do that. I've only sold a couple to friends who were wanting to kind of get into things without paying a lot. Yep, he does. But yeah, I just need to get that stuff moved, free up because I'm tired of paying all this storage space fees for things I don't really need. Can't really get a good angle on that. But yeah, I've been kind of playing around. I got my MK4S upgrade kit coming. I finally got the notification after a month that it's on its way, and I got the accelerometer adapter for it. Not that it really needs it, but I can basically recalibrate. And then there's a GPIO board that you can use to add some features or whatever. Whether or not I use it, it was only $15. I figured, why not?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Anyway, I think I'm going to kill this now that I know it's all working.
Oh, yeah, it's working great.
Yeah, it's working awesome. Like, really awesome.
Yeah, maybe you'll pop on more.
Yeah, well, that's the plan. I'm hoping once my shoulder's healed, I can do, like, shop freaking videos and stuff out there.
You still in therapy for it?
Yeah. I actually, supposed to be there today, but they're remodeling and they're adding on to the building, but they decided to do the parking lot first, which was a beautiful idea, so they could use the old parking lot for equipment and add on and blah, blah, blah. But I guess they hit a water line or something. They shut the whole building down this week. So no physical therapy today or tomorrow.
Yeah, I did. I forget how many weeks of physical therapy it was until pretty much the insurance said, we're done.
Yeah, well, I'm all the way out until almost Thanksgiving at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it helped. I mean, what was weird was I was working on a floor fan and I was trying to disassemble the motor out so I could oil it up because it had seized and I had got it going, but I wanted to take it apart and oil the shaft on both sides. And I had one screw that was being stubborn and I was putting a lot of torque into trying to break it free. And I felt a pop in my bicep and I looked and I had a big bulge there, which is, pretty much indicative you tore your bicep. And I went to the ortho for that, and they're like, well, it's got 2 connection points, and only one broke, so it's still attached. We're not going to do anything about it. It's just cosmetic. I'm like, you realize what I do for a job? They're like, yeah, it'll take time. You can build up strength in it, but we're not going to do anything about it. But we're going to scan your shoulder, make sure you didn't do anything in that. And that's when they found that I had the rotator cuff had torn completely, so they had to go in and reattach that. But that first 6 weeks of basically living in a recliner sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Although I did find that eventually over time, I was happy when I would be able to take a shower, and even though my arm was all stiff and sore, the moment I had the hot water hit my shoulder, and I just let it kind of hit it and stuff, and it relaxed it, I'm like, oh, that feels so good.
I was so happy. It's only been like 2 weeks now when I could put a regular pullover back on instead of having to have a button-on shirt.
Well, so what I figured out, even with T-shirts, if you droop it over your arm and you slide it through,
I did that.
You can finagle.
It was annoying at the least and generally painful.
What's annoying is when you go to use the restroom, you have to wipe, and if it's on your dominant arm, that was annoying. It's like, this is weird.
Steven! Yes, Sergio, storage units are a ripoff. Here's the thing. I'm going to go into a little storage unit freaking rant. If you have a storage unit and you keep it for more than 6 months, get rid of the fucking storage unit. Pardon my French. Get rid of the junk, because what you're paying for the storage unit for all that junk, You just sell the junk and then buy it back later and save money.
What I yell at, I get on my
using.
I get on my sister and Mary. But when they go out and they buy a bunch of stuff and then it gets packed up to be put into storage, I'm like, you're never going to look at it again. Why did you buy it? Well, it was on sale. Okay, but you're not going to look at it. You put it in storage.
Yeah. Why have it? The only thing I could say is I think Sergio is actually using one. He uses it for like stock and stuff for his company, which that I get. They're useful in that case.
Well, I've got a lot of stuff I need to go through and purge and just say I don't really need this anymore.
Yeah. So I don't know if he's going up to that but yeah, I think he uses a storage unit to store like pipe and units and stuff in.
Right, and if you're cycling this stuff in and out, it's basically like a mini warehouse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what he's using it for. Then they're worth it. But for the average everyday homeowner-y person, they're great for if you're moving or you're remodeling your house or something. Throw the stuff in there. You got it for 6 months. You remodel your house or you move and you take it back out. You're done. But anyone that just like takes couches and put them in there for years at a time, it's like, why?
Yeah, just get rid of
the damn couch and buy a new one. It'll cost you less. Mm-hmm. Take the $50 or $100 you're paying for the storage unit every month and go buy a new couch.
Well, I mean, that's one of the storage units I have. It's a 10 by 15. It's costing me just under $80 a month, but it's mainly for Marianne's mom's stuff because when she moved out of her apartment to the nursing home, we packed everything up and put it in there. And now I keep telling her, like, you need to go through there and you need to sort stuff. Well, it's my mom's stuff. I'm like, do you think she remembers half the stuff that's in there? She's in a nursing home. She's never looking at any of this stuff again for the most part. So maybe you need to go with her or maybe take a couple, go through, take some pictures, send her and just say, hey, what do you absolutely like? Pots, pans, and dishes. She's not going to be going back to a house and cooking.
No.
We've got plenty of pots, pans, and dishes. We don't need them. So there's probably somebody out there who could use them, and you can make a little bit of money on the side. But she's yet to go over there and start sorting her stuff herself.
That's the other thing. I got friends that keep going. I've been slowly unloading even the stuff I do have. And they're like, oh, you're going to throw some out and then you're going to need it. It's like, yeah, maybe. But you know what? If I throw out 100 items and I need one of them back, I'm still 99 pieces of junk in my way that I don't need add.
Yeah, I got a K40. It's, for the most part, it is new. I think it was a returned item because somebody didn't know how you're supposed to test it to see it works, and they would just hit a button and it did the test button and nothing happened. And I found out from somebody you got to dial the power up to a certain minimum, and then when you hit the test button, it would fire, and it worked fine. It's right back in the box with all its accessories and stuff, and it's been sitting in storage for 3 years at least. It's pretty much a brand new K40 laser. I don't need it because I got nowhere for it, and I just need to take pictures and post it and just say, this is what I'm asking for it, and if you're interested. Or if you got something of interest that I might want to trade for it, fine, whatever. But I just need to get rid of it because I've got a smaller laser, but not as powerful.
Laser pecker, and actually, the laser pecker is almost perfect for what I need because it's only about that big. But all I'm doing is doing a logo on the bottom of cutting boards. But they updated the software and it doesn't freaking work. None of my iPads connect to it anymore. I literally got to go out there with my old phone that I'm not even using anymore, and that's the only thing I can connect to it with. Because the new software, none of the Apple stuff connects to it.
Can you? And this is just a thought, not that you probably want one, but you ever consider just getting a really super cheap, used, and expensive PC or something just that will work with it?
You can't use a PC. It has to be a mobile device with the laser picker. If you do a PC, you have to buy their special Bluetooth dongle because they can't use standard Bluetooth or some crap. I don't know. You have to buy another piece of freaking hardware for 50 or 70. Laser Pecker is kind of a ripoff. Now, it is really nice. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it burns really nice, but their setup and their connection system is just money grubbing, slime bally kind of. There's no need they need to have special Bluetooth freaking protocols. There's just no need for it.
Yeah, you just need Bluetooth.
Yeah, this is all Bluetooth connection, but you can't use Bluetooth unless you use a special dongle with your computer. It's like, yeah, okay, buddy.
All you need is a connection, either a cabled connection that you can plug in, like a USB-C or something, or maybe a little Bluetooth dongle or something where you can connect two devices, it
Yeah,
to another.
they want you to use a mobile device, so either a tablet of some sort, iPad, or a freaking Android, or an Android or iPhone, which is
Yeah.
fine, and it works fine through my tablet up until this new software update, and the Bluetooth won't even see it, won't even connect to it.
So is the update on the hardware or the
No, that's their
tablet?
software. They have a new software package they
Okay.
just put out, which the software is a lot nicer. It's way better than it used to be.
Well, I was gonna say, could you go to the earlier version of the software just to keep using it and just say I'm stuck?
I tried that because when I downloaded, because when I download it, I save it. So I reloaded the old version. The minute you fire it up, it auto updates it. You can't even stop it. I looked everywhere for like a do not update setting, and it wouldn't let me.
Could you block the internet so it couldn't? Could you block the internet so that it couldn't?
Then you can't connect to the freaking stupid laser packer.
Could you? Now here's a thought. Could you find out where it's trying to connect to and set up a dummy so that it can't really connect? It's like you're blocking it or redirecting it.
You can't. It's a phone home hardware,
Okay.
So it has to connect because you have to sign into Laser Pecker account to use the Laser Pecker. You can't use it off network.
So then the problem you have is that your tablet or whatever you're using it on, that software is not compatible completely.
Their new software isn't compatible with their new hardware or their old hardware.
Oh, so their software is not backwards compatible.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to get a hold of them and say, "Hey,
I don't know why. The old software worked fine. There's nothing has changed hardware wise. They updated the software, and now none of my stuff will see the laser pecker anymore.
I would say get a hold of their support and tell them and find out. Maybe if they deem that something's not right, maybe they can send you a copy of the software that doesn't require the update, and so you can continue using it. Because
I just use my iPhone.
I mean, if it works, it works. Then.
But yeah, I just hate
annoying.
You're trying to connect a freaking operate a laser with a little freaking 5-inch screen. It's ridiculous.
Could you? Well, unfortunately, this means more equipment, or like you could cast what's on your phone screen to a monitor or TV, where you can.
Yeah, the phone's too old for that. It's an old iPhone. Old.
Is it capable of like hooking up a dongle to get the video out to a monitor?
They keep telling me just buy the dongle and use a computer. It's like, well, I don't want to spend another $50 or they charge like $50 or $60 for a stupid little Bluetooth dongle. I don't know. I just haven't had the attitude to bitch at him about it. It just wasn't so I haven't bothered.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I bought it. Sergio sent it to me for.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a piece of hardware that works, and you'd like to continue to be able to use it without having to have all these issues.
I just get irritated dealing with moronic freaking servicing, which is why I got rid of Comcast. One of the reasons I'm getting rid of Comcast is
we had Spectrum. We got rid of them and went to Alta Fiber just because they had a deal going on with the internet. And then at one point, we got rid of the Alta Fiber internet because Verizon's like, well, you can get a year of our little high-speed internet box that just basically connects to the cell tower, and it was like $25 a month. So it was like super cheap. We did that for a year, and once the year was up and the price was going to go up to like the 50 and stuff, and then Alt Fiber had a deal where it's like, well, you can get this for this set price for a year, I think a year or two or something like that. So all right, we'll switch over to you now, just to keep the internet price down. And I don't watch.
this is half the price. because it's one of those intro deals. I'm getting it for $45 a month instead of almost $100 a month I was paying with Comcast.
Oh yeah, I mean, like my aunt, she got high speed internet
every couple of years.
Yeah, she got high speed internet and dropped regular cable because she just does all the streaming stuff. So she'll use like Hulu and whatnot to just watch TV shows that way.
I just got a notification saying I'm streaming. How long have I been streaming? An hour?
Hour and 6 minutes.
6 minutes. And I just now got a notification. It took an hour for it to kick on.
Well, like I said, I was sitting out here with the dogs playing fetch and stuff, and it popped up and said you had a new video posted, and I'm like, all right, well, let's click on and see. And I saw that you were live. I'm like, okay.
Anyway, I'm gonna sign off now because I got stuff to do and play. So
all
have a wonderful afternoon.
You too. It was great catching up and hanging out for a moment.
I might be doing this more often now that I can.
Well, depending on how things go with me, I mean, no matter what, like I said, either I'm going to be just getting a job or I'm going to, have to do the route of financially set myself up to hold over long enough to just get the medical retirement. But then I'm going to have to fight for stuff. And the problem is my knee at times feels okay. And I feel like I can do things until I actually start to do them. And it's like, nope, still not ready.
Yeah.
So
anyway, you have a good afternoon.
All right, you too.
Whoever is watching, if there's anyone watching.
All right.
Later, guys.